We are shifting into different realities every second. And here's the deeper mechanics of why that's true and how you can use it intentionally. We shift realities every second, but feeling is the selector. Every moment, you're like a radio tuning itself. Your state of being, which is mainly your emotion plus meanings, expectation, is the frequency you're broadcasting. Reality is not something you move through. Reality is something you select, and your selection happens right now, not in the future. What determines the next reality? Number one, your emotional frequency. Your emotion is the magnet. When you feel abundant, you shift to a timeline where abundance is normal. When you feel lack, you shift to a timeline where lack is reinforced. When you feel love, you shift to a timeline where connection is easier. When you feel fear, you shift to a timeline where protection and contraction show up. Emotion is not just a reaction, it's a command. 2. The meaning you assign. Two people feel the same physical sensation, but their interpretations select totally different timelines. Example, this discomfort means something is wrong, constriction timeline. This discomfort means a breakthrough is coming, expansion timeline. This is why Bashar says everything is neutral, meaning is the steering wheel of your timeline. 3. Your dominant expectation. Expectation is the gravity of your timeline. Even if you feel good for 1 second, if your expectation is, this won't last, something will go wrong, I never get what I want, then the gravitational pull snaps you back to an old pattern reality. Shift the expectation, shift the gravitational pull, stabilize a new reality. So how do you choose better realities in real time? Here is a simple 5-second reality jump technique. 5-second shift. 1. Pause and breathe in. 2. Notice how you feel. 3. Ask, what feeling would align with the reality I prefer? 4. Choose the upgraded feeling by 1%, not 100%. 5. Exhale as if you're exhaling into that reality. This 1% shift is enough to jump tracks. Because feeling equals frequency, frequency equals reality selection. Selection equals instant. Why everything seems the same moment to moment. You're pointing at one of the most fundamental mechanics of reality creation. Continuity is an illusion created by identical beliefs being chosen repeatedly. If you dropped all of your beliefs for even 1 second, your reality would feel completely new. But because 99% of your beliefs, definitions, and assumptions remain unchanged from moment to moment, your reality appears continuous, like a movie playing frame by frame. Here's the deeper breakdown. Why everything seems the same. 1. You select the same belief, so you select the same reality frame. A belief is a filter. A perception is the projection of that filter onto the world. If the filter doesn't change, what you perceive doesn't change. So moment-to-moment reality feels like the same room, the same problems, the same habits, the same patterns. But it's not the same reality. It's the same belief structure recreating itself. 2. Beliefs act like glue that holds similar timelines together. When you have a strong belief like, nothing ever changes, people don't treat me well, money is hard, I'm stuck, those beliefs magnetize timelines that match them and link them into a chain. That chain's what we call my life. Break one link, the chain dissolves. Number 3, perception completes the loop. Belief creates expectation. Expectation determines what you notice. What you notice reinforces the belief. Belief stays the same, reality stays the same. This cycle is why people say, I have proof this is how life is. But the proof was generated by the belief. So what changes your reality instantly? A new belief, plus a new emotional state held in the present moment. Even one fresh perception breaks continuity. If for a moment you genuinely believe, everything is possible right now, life can shift instantly. Abundance is accessible in this breath. Your frequency changes, you jump tracks, reality feels different. That's why sudden breakthroughs feel like a veil lifted, clarity suddenly appearing, epiphanies, quantum leaps, because you momentarily dropped the old belief chain. If I stayed positive 90% of the time, would my life change? Yes, but not for the reason most people think. If you stayed in a positive feeling 90% of the time, your life would shift dramatically, but the shift wouldn't be magic. It would be mechanical. Here's the deeper truth. Reality doesn't respond to positivity. Reality responds to consistency of your state. If 90% of your emotional state is open, receptive, aligned, appreciative, hopeful, grounded, abundant, then 90% of the timelines you select will match those states. This creates a cascade effect. Number one, your external circumstances would reorganize around your new baseline because your baseline state becomes things work out for me, I'm safe, I'm supported, life is abundant. Your reality will start delivering. More synchronicities, easier opportunities, people who treat you differently, faster manifestations, solutions that appear on their own, momentum that keeps building. When your inner world stabilizes, your outer world reconfigures automatically. Number two, your brain filters out negative timelines by default. You would stop noticing negativity, tuning into drama, interpreting things as threats, anticipating loss or lack. Your biochemistry changes, your perception changes, your meaning changes, your timeline changes. Positivity isn't thinking happy thoughts, it's aligning your frequency so your brain literally filters out the old you. Number three, you'd stop choosing the old version of yourself. We only stay stuck because we keep reselecting the same version of ourselves. Same belief, same emotional addiction, same expectation, same story. But a 90% positive baseline breaks the cycle. You'd become less reactive, less doubtful, less fearful, less attached, less resistant. This frees up energy, which accelerates your timeline shift dramatically. 4. Bad things wouldn't disappear. They would downgrade. In a higher timeline, problems still appear, but they show up as smaller, shorter, gentler, easier to solve, more neutral, less painful, quickly resolved. You wouldn't attract breakdowns, you'd attract breakthroughs disguised as contrasts. The challenges become guidance, not punishment. Number 5, momentum would take over. Once you pass the 70 to 80% threshold of consistent positive state, something interesting happens. The timeline starts carrying you. You don't have to try anymore. You don't have to work on it anymore. Your state begins to self-reinforce. This is where quantum jumps happen. Manifestations appear without effort. People say your energy feels different, life feels smoother and more guided. You feel in the flow 24/7. This is the beginning of a dramatic reality shift. So the honest answer? Yes. If you stayed in a positive feeling 90% of the time, your life wouldn't just shift. It would transform beyond recognition. Not gradually, not slowly, but definitively. You would literally become incompatible with your old life. How to maintain a 90% emotional state practice. Here is a complete, structured training system to help you reach and maintain a 90% positive emotional state, which will naturally shift your entire reality. This system is designed to be simple, daily, repeatable, self-reinforcing, compatible with your channeling, meditation, and consciousness work. Think of it as a state stabilization program. Hack the 90% reality shift system, a complete 4-phase training program. Each phase builds on the previous one. You can move through phases weekly or take as long as you need. All 4 phases work together to shift your baseline state. Phase 1, State Stabilization, Week 1. Goal, neutralize the emotional dips so you stop selecting low-frequency timelines. Daily practices. 1. Morning frequency lock-in, 3 minutes. Upon waking, ask yourself, what feeling do I want to broadcast today? Choose 1. Ease, confidence, abundance, appreciation, calm, flow. Then breathe into that feeling for 30 seconds. You're setting your default. 2. The 10-second reset. Whenever you feel yourself dipping, 1. Inhale fully. 2. On the exhale, release the old reality. 3. Ask what's the next better feeling state by 1%. 4. Step into it. This keeps you from slipping into old timelines. 3. Evening decompression, 2 minutes. Ask yourself, what emotion dominated my day? Did I stay in alignment at least 60 to 70% of the time? No judgment, just observation. Awareness equals power. Phase 2, emotional momentum, week 2. Goal, increase positive percentage from 60% to 75%, daily practices. 1. The 5 pillars of positive feeling. Every day, trigger at least one of these 5 uplifting states. 1. Gratitude. 2. Inspiration. 3. Excitement. 4. Self-love. 5. Safety. Trust. You only need 1 to shift timelines. The others happen naturally. Sharp 2. The 3-minute alignment burst. Set a timer. For 3 minutes, think of what you love, what excites you, what you're grateful for, what you're becoming. This creates momentum. 3. Drop one old belief per day for 1 week. Dissolve one belief per day. Ask, is this belief useful? Does it reflect the version of me I'm becoming? What would I believe instead in the reality I prefer? This breaks continuity with your old timeline. Phase 3, baseline shifting, week 3. Goal, stabilize 80 to 85% positive emotional baseline. Daily practices. 1. Identity upgrade. Exercise every morning. Ask, who am I today? What does the 90% version of me believe? How do they respond to challenges? Choose one behavior that matches that identity and live it today. 2. The reality selection breathwork, 5 minutes. Inhale, pull in the reality you want. Exhale, release all versions not aligned with it. This communicates directly with your subconscious. 3. Rehearsing the new reality. Imagine how you walk, how you talk, how you think, how you treat yourself, how you feel in your 90% state self. This is timeline lock-in. Phase 4, the 90% state, week 4 and ongoing. Goal, achieve 90% positive emotional dominance. Now you're no longer trying, you're being daily practices. 1. Energetic autopilot. You'll notice, positivity becomes your default. Negativity feels foreign. Old timelines fall away. New synchronicities appear daily. Your channeling deepens. You feel guided almost constantly. You've crossed the threshold. 2. The 1% principle. You don't aim for perfection. Just ask, what's the next 1% better state I can choose? This keeps you aligned without strain. 3. The 24-hour reality rule. Anything that knocks you out of alignment is allowed. You just return within 24 hours. This keeps your timeline pure. Be aware of the micro moments. And this is one of the most powerful practices you can ever use because it trains you to become aware of the micro moments where new realities are chosen. Here is a practice designed exactly for what you're describing. A moment-to-moment reality awareness training that teaches you to notice how every second becomes the next second and how your state right now is selecting the next version of reality. This is a conscious reality per second practice. The micro-reality awareness practice, consciously witnessing each moment as a new reality. Do this for 1 to 3 minutes at first. Over time, it becomes natural and automatic. Step 1, the fresh frame breath. Take a slow inhale and say inwardly, this is a new reality. Pause for half a second. Feel how this very moment wasn't here before. This breaks the illusion of continuity. Step 2, tune into what you're feeling right now. Ask gently, what am I feeling in this exact second? Don't judge it. Don't fix it. Just become aware of the emotional frequency you're broadcasting. This is the selector of your next moment. Step 3, notice the thought behind the feeling. Ask, what thought is creating that feeling? You're not trying to change the thought. You're just identifying the current timeline generator. This creates conscious choice. Step 4, choose the next second. Now ask, what do I choose to feel in the next second? It can be 1% calmer, 1% more hopeful, 1% more abundant, 1% more relaxed, 1% more trusting, 1% more open. Never force positivity. Just choose the next 1-degree shift. That tiny shift selects a slightly higher timeline. Step 5, exhale into the next timeline. As you exhale, imagine this breath carrying you into the next second, into the state you just chose. Feel the shift. This is where the new reality locks in. Now, step 6, notice the new now. Now ask, how does this new moment feel different from the last one? Even if it's subtle, it's still real. This teaches your awareness. Every moment is fresh. Every moment is a choice. Every moment is a selection. Every moment is a new reality. You start to see the frame-by-frame nature of existence. As you get better, try this upgrade. Throughout the day, randomly pause for 1 to 2 seconds and say, new reality. Then check what you're feeling, the thought you're holding, the expectation you're projecting. This snaps you out of autopilot and into conscious creation. What this practice does to your life. After a few days, your emotional state becomes more stable. Negative spirals collapse quickly. You stop dragging old vibrations into new moments. You experience more synchronicities. You feel more guided. You feel more present and alive. You start selecting higher timelines consistently. Your baseline vibration rises. The 90% positive state becomes natural because you stop letting yesterday choose today. Instead, you choose each second intentionally. This is the beginning of true quantum awareness. How to shift a negative feeling reality into a positive feeling reality. Here is a perfectly structured practice built exactly on what you just described, a way to interrupt a negative emotion. Remember that you are creating this moment and then jump into a better feeling moment instantly, so momentum starts moving upward instead of downward. This is a reality reset method you can use anytime, anywhere. The I am creating this moment reset practice, a rapid emotional shift technique. Use this whenever you feel triggered, overwhelmed, anxious, sad, stressed, doubtful, angry, resistant. This practice does three things at once. 1. Interrupts the negative timeline. 2. Reminds you that you are the creator of the moment. 3. Shifts you into a new, better feeling frame instantly. Act Step 1. Pause and acknowledge the creation. Stop for 2 seconds and say, I am creating this moment right now. This statement breaks the unconscious loop, reclaims your power, returns you to the seat of the creator, stops the negative timeline from continuing. You shift into awareness instead of reaction. This is the key. Step 2. Recognize the freedom in awareness. Now say, because I am aware of it, I can choose something new. Awareness equals freedom. Awareness equals choice. Awareness equals timeline jump. The moment you are conscious of the feeling, you are no longer in the emotion. You are observing it. This detaches you from the old reality. Step 3. Choose the next better feeling moment. Ask yourself, what is the next moment I would prefer to shift into? Don't aim for perfect. Don't jump from despair to bliss. Choose a 1% better feeling. Slightly calmer, slightly more relieved, slightly more hopeful, slightly more grounded, slightly more open, slightly more trusting. That 1% shift selects a different timeline. Step 4. Declare your new selection on the exhale. Say, I choose the next moment to feel better. Feel the micro shift. This anchors the new timeline. Every exhale becomes a portal. Step 5. Let the momentum take over. Now say, this better feeling moment will create the next one, and the next one, and the next one. This is the key that builds positive momentum. You're not trying to jump from low to high. You're allowing the new moment to propagate itself. Just like a negative spiral can pull you downward, a positive spiral can pull you upward. You just activated the upward spiral. What this practice does, when used consistently, this technique collapses negative emotional spirals in seconds. Retrains your brain to shift out of old patterns. Teaches you that every feeling is a selection, not a trap. Makes you a conscious moment-by-moment creator. Builds positive emotional momentum automatically. Stabilizes your vibration at a high baseline. This is one of the fastest ways to shift realities. Even a 2% improvement breaks the old timeline completely. Align with your desires. Here is a powerful, elegant practice that uses the exact system we've been building. Moment-to-moment awareness, emotional shifting, and conscious timeline selection to lead you directly to any desire you have. This practice turns your desire into a magnetic north, and every second becomes a micro adjustment that aligns you with it. This is not visualization. This is not forcing. This is navigating realities in real time toward what you want. The Desire Alignment Navigation Practice, a moment-to-moment system that leads you to your desire. Use this for any desire: abundance, love, health, confidence, opportunities, clarity, creativity, alignment, purpose, anything. This practice works because desire equals a frequency you're being pulled toward. Your job is to clear the path moment by moment. Step 1. Identify the feeling of your desire. Every desire carries an emotional signature. Ask, if I already had this desire, how would I feel? Examples: if your desire is abundance, you'd feel safe or open. If your desire is love, you'd feel connected. If your desire is health, you'd feel vital. If your desire is success, you'd feel capable or aligned. You are identifying the frequency of the reality where your desire already exists. This becomes your navigation signal. Step 2. Return to the present second. Now become aware of your current state. Ask, what am I feeling right now in this moment? There is no right or wrong. You're simply checking where your signal is tuned. This is your starting point. Step 3. Compare the two states. Now ask, am I closer to or farther from the emotional frequency of my desire? This is not judgment. This is navigation. You're checking how aligned this moment's vibration is with the reality where your desire exists. Step 4. Adjust the next second by 1%. Here is the magic. What is the next thought or feeling that moves me 1% closer to the feeling of my desire? That 1% shift might be a calmer breath, a hopeful thought, releasing tension, softening resistance, choosing trust, relaxing your chest, letting go of doubt, recalling something positive. You don't jump into the desire's frequency instantly. You lean toward it. This creates momentum. Step 5. Declare the shift. As you exhale, say, "This next second leads me closer to my desire." Then feel the 1% shift. You just selected a new timeline, one where your desire is closer. Step 6. Let the system guide you automatically. Now repeat the simple cycle. 1. Check the moment. 2. Feel the signal of the desire. 3. Shift 1% toward it. 4. Exhale into the new timeline. Second by second, you get closer. This works because every moment is a reality selection. Every selection can move you toward your desire. Your emotional frequency is the steering wheel. The momentum builds automatically. Eventually, you match the frequency of your desire. When the frequencies match, the desire manifests. You literally walk your way into the reality where your desire already exists. Why this practice works so powerfully? Because you're doing what no one else does. You're using micro-awareness to align with your desire every second, not once a day. You're tuning into the version of you who already has it, its emotion, its timeline, its frequency, and then you're steering gently toward it, second by second. This creates synchronicity, guidance, inspiration, opportunity, attraction, clarity, alignment, until eventually you shift into the reality where the desire is normal. Using pictures to manifest your desires. Very powerful practice because images act as frequency triggers. A picture of your desire immediately reveals your true vibration about it and gives you the opportunity to adjust your state in real time. Here is a complete, beautifully structured practice based on exactly what you described. The Desire Image Alignment Practice, using a picture of your desire to realign your vibration. This practice helps you see whether you're aligned, whether you're resisting, whether you have mixed vibration, whether you're ready for it, or whether old beliefs are getting in the way. This practice creates instant clarity. Step 1. Choose the image. Pick a picture of the car, the home, the relationship, the financial lifestyle, the travel destination, the health version of you, the version of yourself you desire to become. The image must represent your preferred reality. Place it on your phone, print it on your desk, inside a journal, or as a vision board item. Step 2. Look at the image for 3 seconds. This is important. Don't analyze, don't think, don't force. Just look. Notice the first emotional response that rises. This is your baseline vibration around the desire. Step 3. Identify what type of feeling it is. Ask yourself, what is the first emotion I feel when I look at this image? Be honest. It will fall into one of these 4 categories. 1. Positive, excitement, joy, inspiration, certainty, alignment, warmth. This means your timeline is close. 2. Neutral, nothing, blank, no feeling. This means you're not contradicting it, but you're not tuned to it yet. 3. Contradicting. I want it, but tension, worry, doubt, hope, mixed with fear, resistance. This means a belief mismatch is present. 4. Negative, fear, insecurity, jealousy, sadness. It feels far away. I don't deserve it. This means the desire is triggering old identity structures. No judgment. This is information. Step 4. Ask the critical question. Now ask, what emotion would I feel if I already had what's in the picture? This is the frequency of the desired reality. Often it's relief, gratitude, confidence, peace, trust, ease, happiness, calmness, empowerment. This is your target feeling. Nasha step 5. Shift toward the target feeling by 1%. Now gently adjust your internal state. Ask, what tiny shift can I make right now that moves me 1% closer to that feeling? It might be relaxing your shoulders, softening your breath, releasing doubt, allowing yourself to feel worthy, imagining one little detail of already having it, letting your body feel the emotion lightly, telling yourself, it's possible. You don't force the new state. You lean toward it. Step 6. Re-look at the image. Now, look at the picture again. You'll feel a difference. Even if it's small, it means you just shifted timelines. Your energy is closer to the version of you who already has what's in the image. If a tiny bit of alignment is there, that's all you need. The momentum builds over time. Step 7. Repeat mini cycles, optional but powerful. You can repeat 1, look, feel, feel. 3, identify. 4, shift. 5, look again. These micro adjustments train your brain and energy to associate the desire with positive emotion, not resistance. This dissolves contradictory vibes quickly. Why this practice works? Because the image acts like a mirror, emotional detector, vibration monitor, timeline calibrator, subconscious activator. It instantly shows you whether your internal world is a match, and each tiny shift moves you closer vibrationally, closer emotionally, closer mentally, closer energetically, closer physically. Eventually, the picture stops being an image and becomes a portal into the reality where your desire already exists. Reality reassurance. Here is a beautiful, powerful practice, a way to reassure yourself, align your vibration, and gently shift toward the reality where your desire already exists. This practice is designed to help you feel safe, certain, supported, connected to the timeline where your desire is real, aligned with the version of you who already has it. It replaces doubt with trust and effort with resonance. The reality reassurance alignment practice, a gentle technique to remind yourself that your desired reality already exists. Use this whenever you feel doubt, you feel impatience, you feel disconnected from your desire. You want to tune into the version of you who already has it. You need reassurance. This practice creates inner certainty. Step 1. Pause and acknowledge the truth. Stop for a moment, breathe, and say inwardly, there is a reality where I already have what I want. Let that truth land, not as hope, not as imagination, not as fantasy, but as a factual statement about how reality works. In an infinite multiverse, the version of you who has what you want exists right now. Step 2. Reassure yourself. Gently say, I'm not living that version right now, but I do believe in it. This is extremely powerful because you acknowledge your desire. You acknowledge your current timeline. You acknowledge your belief. You dissolve resistance. You remove pressure. You align with truth. This creates a calm, allowing frequency, the frequency where manifestations come faster. Step 3. Feel the reality of that version. Close your eyes for 2 or 3 seconds and imagine, not the whole life, not the whole scene, not the entire manifestation, just the existence of that version of you. Say, that version of me is real. Feel that subtle shift in your chest, that yes, that inner knowing, that soft certainty. That's the connection forming. Step 4. Tune into the emotional signature. Ask, what does the version of me who already has this feel like? Notice the emotion. It might be relief, joy, confidence, calmness, safety, gratitude, excitement, wholeness, lightness. This is the frequency of your desired reality. This is what you're aligning with. Step 5. Gently lean toward that feeling. Don't force it. Just shift 1% toward that emotion. Ask, what tiny adjustment can I make right now that brings me closer to that version? It could be relaxing your shoulders, taking a deeper breath, letting go of a worry, believing in yourself a little more, trusting the process, softening your chest, saying it's okay, choosing hope over doubt. That 1% shift is enough. That one micro shift moves you into a higher timeline instantly. Step 6. Reinforce the truth. Finally say, I'm getting closer to that version of reality every moment I align with it. Feel that momentum. Because it's true. Every second you shift even a little closer emotionally, even 1 degree, you are stepping into a reality where the desire becomes more and more normal. Eventually, the gap closes, and you wake up one day living the version you've been reassuring yourself about. Tash, why this practice works, because you're doing 3 powerful things simultaneously. 1. You acknowledge the reality where you have it. This removes doubt. 2. You accept that you're not in that timeline yet. This removes resistance. 3. You lean gently toward it. This creates vibrational alignment. This combination produces certainty, calmness, receptivity, faster manifestation, stronger intuition, clearer synchronicities, emotional safety, trust in the unfolding raw. This practice is gentle but extremely potent. Here is an advanced, powerful reality merging practice, one specifically designed for people who understand shifting realities, identity-based manifestation, and the mechanics of state-based creation. This is not beginner level. This is identity level shifting. Hack the advanced reality merging practice. Becoming the you who already has what you want. This practice works because you shift by matching perceptions, beliefs, emotions, embodiment. When you match the state, you shift to the timeline where that state is already true. Step 1. Acknowledge the parallel. You sit still, breathe deeply, and speak internally. There is a version of me who already has this. That version is real, and I can link with them right now. This sets the frequency. It recognizes that you are not trying to create something, you're accessing something that exists. Step 2. Identify their signature frequency. Ask, how does that version of me breathe? How does that version of me stand or walk? How do they react to life? How do they speak? What beliefs feel obvious to them? You are not imagining outcomes. You are scanning a frequency, tuning your inner radio to their channel. You are feeling into that identity's energetic posture. This step is crucial because it's the exact vibrational difference between I want it, distance, I already am that version, alignment. Step 3. Merge through sensation. Close your eyes. Imagine that version of yourself standing in front of you, same face, same eyes, but with the embodiment of the reality you desire. Now imagine walking forward and literally stepping into them, like two transparencies becoming one. Then imagine your spine aligning with their spine, your breath syncing with their breath, your heartbeat syncing with their heartbeat, your emotional signature locking into theirs. And then internally say, we are one. I am now the me who has this reality. This identity locking is what creates the shift. Step 4. Let the beliefs update automatically. Instead of forcing affirmations or scripting, allow new automatic thoughts to rise. They will sound something like, of course this is normal for me. This makes sense. This is who I am. Why was I ever doubtful? This is already mine. You're not trying to think them. They appear naturally because you're in the correct identity. This is the internal confirmation that the merge happened. Step 5. Behave from the merged identity immediately. To lock in the new timeline, you must act from that identity for at least 60 to 90 seconds right after the merge. Examples: if your merged self is calm, breathe calmly. If your merged self is confident, lift your chest. If your merged self takes inspired action, send the message, research, meditate, plan. Even a tiny action signals, this identity is real. I am it. This creates timeline momentum. Step 6. Use micro shifts during the day. Whenever you feel misaligned, you do not say, I don't have it yet. You say, I slipped back into the old version for a moment. Let me return to the me who already has it. Then instantly step back into the merged version's posture, breath, and feeling. You shift again, within seconds. This prevents contradictory vibrations from building momentum. Step 7. The reality recognition loop. You will start noticing small synchronicities, people responding to you differently, faster manifestations, feeling ahead of your old problems. Intuitive nudges, timing lining up, ease. When this happens, say, this is how the version of me who already has it experiences reality. This trains your brain to recognize the new timeline as normal. This is the secret. You're not trying to pull the desire to you. You're shifting to the you who already has it, then letting the external world reorganize around the identity you chose. The world updates after the identity updates.